Okay. I'm so behind on editing anything. I have a ton of like random vlogs that I've been doing. I want to try to get more into like actually daily vlogging, especially on my days off of work, because I do work at a card shop doing like social media management for them. So I think on my days off I'm gonna start recording vlogs that are like super easy to edit, like just throw the clips in the thing and get her done. So I kind of have been going through a lot. I found out that I'm gonna be moving. Woo! So I'm gonna have to start going through my storage unit, which I likely will record and vlog some of that, or at least like going through different things I found. I found when I went to my mom's yesterday to go through, because she has a lot of old stuff from when our house got ruined in the hurricane, because I live in Florida, and a lot of our stuff that we had outside, like we had filing stuff in cabinets outside, because usually the area we were in wouldn't like flood or anything, but I guess somehow the seal got broken on them, and just how long everything was out there, we were just going through a lot of stuff, so we couldn't get to it. Like so much of it got ruined, unfortunately. But so we found one of my old notebooks that this was one of the ones that got, like, it was molded on the outside, like the binding, but the actual pages they were fine. I could still read everything that was on them. And I have journal entries from one of the first times I like went to go meet one of my brothers on my own, because I wasn't super close to them. And in my journal entry, I wrote down everything that we talked about because I didn't want to forget any of it. And at the very end of it, I told him about how my dream was to be a YouTuber and a social media manager. And here we are, full freaking circle. So I'm like, oh my god. And then in the rest of the notebook, I found just like pages and pages and pages and pages of Google Analytics and how AdSense works and all kinds of just different YouTube things from back in the day. Like talking about how Google Hangouts, like doing stuff on Google Hangouts would boost your Google rating, which is like crazy. I don't even know how true that was, like now looking back, because it's been so long, but I'm pretty sure it was. But it was something so niche that nobody was doing. But it's very similar to nowadays how when a company, like a social media company, releases a new feature, a lot of the times if you use it, your account will like be boosted on it for a few different reasons. A, you're one of the only people using it, so there's not as much competition because it's newer, and B, I would assume they're probably rewarding accounts that are using the feature. That was something that I had written down, different things like that. So it was really cool to look back and see, like, that was what my dream was to do. That was one of my very first times. Like, I took an online social media course, and one of the courses that I took also on there was how to be comfortable or confident, one of the two, I forget, on camera, which is one thing for me. I've always been fairly confident on camera, I will say. Like, I talk and look and seem confident on camera, but even though like I look and sound confident, I'm not necessarily feeling it, because a lot of times I won't post videos or edit them even because I'm overthinking it. But it's just funny that I did all of that back then, and you could see the difference between, because I used to, when I was like 8, make stupid little YouTube videos that were like, I'm gonna do like going back and watching them one day, I swear, but it's so cringe, dude. And then like I have one from me in like 6th or 7th grade. I think it was 6th grade. It was between 5th and 6th grade, actually. I remember it now. And I recorded that, and then going into 7th grade, I had another one. And the transition of like those 3 years, as much as like, yeah, that's also a really big time in being a teenager, like into transitioning into being a teenager. Like I was like 11, like those years are so, you're developing so quickly. I can't put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Ah! Okay, it's on Do Not Disturb now. Everyone leave me alone. Those are like developmental years. I'm sorry that it's like so dark. Can I turn this way? Now I don't have the pretty lights, but you can actually see my face a little bit better. I should maybe like put a light on. This is my problem, is I just get random bouts of inspiration, and then when it happens, I don't want to do the whole setup, because by the time I do the whole setup, I don't want to record, or I forget what I was thinking about, or like, you know, whatever. One thing I would really like to stop doing is stop saying so much and like so much, because going back and editing that is a pain in my butt, especially when I blend my words together because I'll finish one sentence and immediately go into another, but I'll go, so like blah blah blah, and it's like trying to cut it off right at the, it's like so frustrating, because in an ideal world, if I didn't say and I didn't say like, I could go through when I'm editing, look at any of the blank spaces that there's no sound, chop it, and we're good. But because of the way that I speak, it leaves a lot of extra audio level of me just saying random stuff or noises or whatever that like don't make sense. When I'm saying it in a full sentence, it's fine, but it is also annoying to hear over and over again, so I want to stop the repetitiveness of that, and I want to stop saying leading into a sentence and not fully finishing my sentence before I start a new one. Like I won't take a breath. That was a good reminder. I can't find my other phone. I was gonna try and put the lights on so you could see me better. That was the whole point of what I was saying, was that I don't set these things up beforehand, and then I go into ADHD brain of, oh, I need to do this, oh, I need to do that. Now I'm changing topics. Hello? Get it together. My phone just buzzed, so that means it's in the bed somewhere. Oh my god, it's right here. Okay, this is the coolest thing ever. Are you ready? My lights are connected to the Wi-Fi. Elgato, baby. And it's got like a boom, and then I can change the, yeah. This is not that groundbreaking, because if I had LEDs, it would do the same thing. Half the LEDs nowadays have remote control bippity boops. It's crazy to me how I change my hair completely changes my face. Like, I feel like a completely different person based on like where my hair is sitting. When I do it like this, I give off one vibe, like very cutesy, pretty, nerdy girl, whatever, but like still hot. And then if I tuck my hair behind my ears, I look bald. I look like I'm balding. Who is this? I look like a rat. And my hair is also just naturally so frizzy on top of living in Florida where it's ridiculously humid. And then I hate wearing my hair up because I just look like librarian. What if I take a few like little strands out? Even then, like, this is too long. I need to trim my hair or something. I think that would help if I trim my hair. This is my yappage. What else did I do this week? I really need to clean my room. When I go through the storage, that's gonna help a lot because I'm gonna be able to put a lot of the stuff in my room back into my storage. That's other stuff. I played this Spider-Man pre-release for Magic the Gathering. That was really fun. I'll share with you some of my cards. Look at my deck box, by the way, for Edge of Eternities. So pretty. I love it. I guess the lighting's not very good, but whatever. These are some of the cards that I got. I'm very happy. I opened a collector booster pack. They're $70 just about right now. This was one of them. I got Spider-Gwen. Very happy. I have two of these actually. I bought one on pre-release night for like $19 and then it dropped to like $14 and who knows what it is now. And then I opened one out of the collector booster pack that I opened. Oh. I got Spider-Ham Peter Porker. Honestly, this is a pretty fire card, like, for playing. When Spider-Ham enters, create a food token. For any of you who don't play Magic, I'm so sorry for yapping, but this is really cool art still. There's a lot. Like, I got a Black Cat one, which, like, I've always loved her. Ironically, she's one of my, like, favorite... I'm still doing the like thing. She's one of my favorite Marvel characters. The other one, there's Black Cat, and then there's... Who's the other one? Catwoman? Oh, Black Cat's like a baddie, but Catwoman is one of my favorite characters, which that's DC, but I always get them confused because they're like so similar. But I remember there was a Batman movie or something, if I remember correctly. Or maybe it was her movie. Did Catwoman have her own movie? Because I don't think I've ever watched... I think I've watched one Batman movie when I was really young, and I haven't watched any of the other ones. I think the only one that I watched was the Catwoman one. Am I crazy? Is there a Catwoman one? I think there is. Anyways, there's other ones like Rhino's Rampage, Spider-Bot, Scout the City, which has like Spider-Man on the ledge here. This one's really cool because Halloween's coming up, so Pumpkin Bombardment. I like that. That's gonna be... I think I would make a Halloween themed deck. That would be really cool. This is a really gorgeous art, even though I don't really play Black-Red. I'm not opposed to trying it, but this is a really cool art. The lands are really gorgeous. Love them. I just realized I don't think I know what any of the non-basic lands look like. I got the spider suit, which I I'm losing my voice. I've had this really bad cough for weeks now, and I don't know why. I thought it was because I got sick, but it's not getting better. It's been like 2 months. I think I have like acid reflux that's making my throat make more mucus, which is making it hard for me to talk sometimes because it's not in my nose at all. So I don't know. Scary. Like, I'm almost worried that it could turn into like GERD or something, which GERD is just acid reflux, but like GERD is specifically like chronic acid reflux as far as I'm aware. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I need to go to a doctor. But yeah. Spider suit. And then this one is Starling Aerial Ally, which I like winged stuff. I can't really think of anything else. You know, with me writing my novel, I've been trying to think of like a flying animal to use for their transportation because it's like a fantasy world setting. And this card actually kind of gave me an idea that I'm gonna play with maybe mechanical wings or something. I'm not sure. I gotta figure it out. But I do know that I want there to be some sort of mechanism that's not teleportation because that's just so lazy and overused, and I could use it, but I don't really want to because then it could very easily, I feel like, become one of those, oh, like this fixes all of our problems, like you don't want to be somewhere, just teleport. You need to get somewhere, just teleport. Like, as much as it's so much nicer, I like the problem solving idea of the magic system having in some way to like solve problems, or there being some sort of limitations if there is ever teleportation used. I don't know. I'm trying to think of it. If anybody's got any ideas, let me know. I've thought of using Pegasus, which I'm down for, but then thinking about the fact that it's going to be in the mountains, and typically the mountains have a bit colder of weather, but what if I just say that they don't? I don't know how to like scientifically explain that if I use that, or magically explain that if I use that. I could say that the city's like worded to keep it warm or something, but that again feels lazy, but maybe that's what I do. Maybe I just let myself be lazy. Transportation comes up a lot more though. I think doing like a simple, oh, this feels so easy fix for something like the city's rules versus like the entire world's rules of like, oh, teleportation exists. Yeah. This is what it's like being inside of a writer's brain, which I feel uncomfortable even calling myself a writer because I wrote when I was younger, but now I suck. Like, I sucked then too, but I can't get anything from my brain out onto paper. I don't know what it is. Like, I have the visual in my brain of like, I see what happens, but I have forgotten what words are. I could describe to you like this happens and this happens and this happens and blah blah blah, but making it read like a book, like, oh, I didn't want to spoil. I was gonna use a book as an example, but I don't want to spoil for anybody. What did I just do? I just can't make it sound like a book. Like, she said this and looked at me in a way and blah blah blah. Help. Send help. I think I'm overthinking it a little bit. Maybe I just let it be absolutely terrible and incoherent nonsense sentences so that at least I get it out and then I can go back and be a little bit of a perfectionist with it. But it's also so hard when I go to sit down to write and I'm like, where do I start? Like, I could open my notes app right now and be like, I'm gonna write. Where do I start? Like, I have the first chapter basically fully written. That's not true. I definitely need to fix a lot in it, but I have like a fully, it's a fully formed thing. It's a badly fully formed thing, but it's a fully formed thing. The rest of the book that I have like planned out or written out or anything like that is just fragments of facts about the book and about the plot and about the character. But there's one other scene that I've written that I don't know where I want to put in the book, or if I even want to put in the book. Maybe I just allude to the memory happening. I'm not sure. Gotta figure that out. So I'm a little stuck. And I know everybody does it a little bit differently. Some people like to have their outline and then fill it in from there, and then other people can just write and then figure it out afterwards and make it make sense after the fact and like go back and cut. I am definitely an underwriter, not an overwriter, and I like having my outline because I want to have the forethought of thinking about a thing before the thing happens, but I do think it's making it really hard for me to get into the mindset of I am this character and I don't know all of these things that have happened yet, or writing later and being like, I do know all of these things that have happened yet. And writing in chronological order kind of feels uncomfortable. For instance, the girl goes through this portal with Guy. I'm keeping things very minimal, not explaining them super in depth. Goes through portal with Guy, and they end up at this like temple, and this is where they like, it's completely empty. There's no one there, so this gives her a chance to ask him questions and kind of catch up with everything that's happened and be like, where the heck are we? Because there are these bad guys chasing her, and how did he know that they were coming after her? Because he showed up at her door and was like, hey, you don't know me, but I know you, and this is a thing that's happening. Do you remember this thing that you did? Well, this is blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, I don't trust you, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, well, you're gonna have to, otherwise you're gonna die. You have to use the painting that you made in your room to get through, because the painting is a portal. You're gonna have to use it to go through. And she's like, what the fuck? Okay. Doesn't let him inside so he can follow after her, and just goes through by herself, which he then has to break down the door, get through the paint, hide the painting, get through the door, whatever. Gotta figure out the semantics, but we're not there yet. But so then he gets through the portal. Now I'm struggling to write what happens when they meet. I have like a fragment kind of. Oh, she's like, who are you? And he's like, this and this. And then she's like, if this happened, then my sister is probably alive, because her sister went missing and everyone thought she was dead, because the first time her powers ever manifested in making portals, her sister went through it. Ah. So she's like, oh my god, my sister could be alive, and then freaks out and whatever. So, you know, throughout the rest of this, I'm like, how do I transition from here? How much do I say here? And how do I transition from here to getting to the kingdom? Because they're going to go to the kingdom, and he's the seer for the prince. So how do his powers work exactly? And does the prince know that she's there yet? Was this like a grand plan from the, like, does the council know? These are all questions to ask myself. Maybe this is what I need to do. Just start writing down questions, and then I can go answer them and figure it out after. I don't know. We're gonna try that. That's not a bad idea. I'm gonna give that a shot. Anyways, thank you for letting me yap about my magic cards and my writing and YouTubing and whatnot. On the topic of reaching goals, like I was saying earlier about how I wrote in my notebook that I wanted to be a social media manager and a YouTuber, I'm still working on the YouTuber part, but like I did Twitch streaming. I've done decently on TikTok and stuff like that. And I'm starting on my like actual YouTuber stuff now. And then additionally, I've been doing really good at like the card shop, doing social media management there. So I, technically speaking, have achieved my dreams. I'm not done yet. I'm going to make the bar higher now that I've achieved the first part, because like I want more. Like, we're here now, let's keep going. So that's really cool that I did that, and that does boost my confidence with me doing YouTubing stuff like this. Hi, nice to meet you. And gives me confidence that my goal of writing my book and finishing it, I will accomplish, because I wrote that out and said that I was gonna do it, and then here we are. I was actually talking with one of my friends about this from the gaming community that I'm in, with Apex. And we were talking about how when you speak something into existence, writing it down is so powerful instead of just dreaming about it, because that's what changes it from a dream to a goal, is like writing it out and making a plan. I did that with my book. I gave myself a date. If I don't hit the date, like, so be it. We're gonna try to, though. But I understand I don't know anything about writing, so as long as that gets me to start making progress, I'm happy. I gave myself a reward for if I accomplish finishing my first draft. Then I can buy a collector booster pack of Edge of Eternities for Magic the Gathering. Hi, nerd here. But yeah, so using rewards for my goals as well, not just your reward is getting the thing done, but you also get something else out of it. So that's, I think, helping me, because I really want Edge of Eternity packs. But they're very expensive. So there's that. And I think that's helpful. That's basically the premise of this video for me, is if you really want to make, like, you can surprise yourself with the things that you can accomplish if you just stick with it, if it's something you really love, and if you become like obsessed with it. But be careful not to care too much, because when you care too much, then you overthink it. You gotta find that balance. Okay, thank you. That's all. I hope you enjoyed me yapping about my week and talking about goals. Thank you. Goodbye. Like and subscribe, because I'm a yapper and there will be more yappage.